Heyo! I'm Nuki Nook, welcome to the channel, and today we're checking out Farmer's Life. We start off at our homestead totally confused post-drunken stupor, making it our first major task. Don't drink. Or at least don't drink a lot. This is my best friend. He might drink more than I do. Some peeping Tom left a note in a bottle for me, classic. Guess I was a dink to my parents, but maybe they were dinks to me. It's 1956 in some war-torn country just picking up the pieces. Cool thing too, there's a bunch of bunkers in the forest to explore and find some good shit. But first, I decided to clean up a bit around the farm. Ooh, gun. I'll take these, thank you. Getting down and dirty, I stumbled across the butcher area, but ain't got time to check that out right now. These scraps will be useful to sell or for various projects. Found me some chicken nests where I can gather eggs when the chickens shape up and lay them. Fun thing about Fluffy, by the way, not only does he wear hats, but you can ride your favorite pork chop. Good thing I have constant reminders of all the booze I want to drink, or I might just forget I'm trying not to. Who could resist drunken swine rides? To be able to fast travel, you have to visit the location on foot first. No clue what those are for, really. On the way, you'll pass old tanks and abandoned housing, but eventually you haul ass to the marketplace where you can buy and sell a bit of everything. I unloaded my scrap to get me an axe, then asshole Henry got in my way. Since I was close by, I went and took care of my task at the graveyard just behind the old church Reno. Good job, me. Now I can fast track to my humble abode and make my way out back to knock down some trees. Choppity chop, gotta make some coins somehow. And what better way than a little deforestation? Timber! As you're chopping away, you do gotta keep your eye on your hunger and thirst levels. There is a well to drink from and a kitchen in your house to make food. There are tons of recipes using the stove. You do get cold at night and in winter, and some of the recipes even have warming properties. It's kind of satisfying stripping the branches off the fallen trees, and once you do, you can chop up the trunk into a few smaller pieces. It can take a little while to take enough trees down, so eventually you get logs to sell. Make your way out to the left and find the sawmill. Once you get there, of course, you can fast track there and back to sell your logging wares. Keeping up with food and sales, I look around for other things to do. There's an electricity system to play with, so I start powering up the homestead. And building a storage shed. The logs weigh you down easy, so I wanted a place near the trees I could unload and stock it up. I was expecting it to hold a fair bit more than the chest, but it was a lot more than expected. Peeping Tom came back to check on my progress, but little did he know, I am one step ahead and already cleaned up my damn farm. I eventually chop my way into enough sales to get an extremely valuable item. Gotta foot it all the way up here. And this fabulous dude will sell you a bicycle. I spot this guy, however, stuck in the fence, so seems like a good gun test. Yep, gun works. Anyway, off we go on more adventures, but now we're damn well styling. The bike helps a ton getting around, and I stumble into my first bunker! They're kind of dug into the trees and hills, but once you get up to it, head inside. Luckily, we took a crowbar off Henry, which is needed to get into the goodie room. Once in there, we can thieve all the shit, and find some good stuff. Sell it or keep it, now it's your shit. One of the last fast travel spots was just up ahead, so I rode there to unlock it, and fast track back home to take care of the fox. We get a few resources from it and sell what I can, cook the rest. It was finally time for some shut-eye, so I hit the hay till morning, getting an early start to the day. Time to head out. Whoops, totally forgot. I finally have a light bulb so I can finish off one of our tasks providing light to our kitchen. After selling some logs, I decided to hunt around the area. You can find big-ass bucks, does, boars, foxies, and a variety of birds to hunt. While they provide you with meat, you also get pelts and head mounts to display at home or sell. Apparently these are raspberries. Neat. I also found this cool blind, and when I peered inside, there was a badass bike with a sidecar. Couldn't do anything with it though. After exploring around a while, I finally saw something. That bitch was mine. Unfortunately, you can't fast travel with it, but when I got back to the mill, there was more hunting to be had. Bagged me a buck and worked on getting both deer back to base. It was a little bit of a back and forth. Met a derpy crow on the roof of my barn, named a jigsaw, and hoped it stayed. By the way, when shooting guns near inhabitants, they get scared silly and run all over the place until the day resets. Then it's like nothing ever happened. I fast traveled to get my bike back and discovered what happens when you hit jump off. That. Not sure what he's doing there, but time to get shit from the deer, and eventually I sold enough to get a real hot commodity, the small cart. Nice thing is you can fast track with it, and voila, there she is. It's definitely on the bulky side and gets stuck if both gates aren't open. But once you have it where you want it, you can start loading it up with wares to sell. I haven't found a better way to load it. But I end up dropping my logs and loading them in stack by stack. Best part about this is attaching it to the bike. By far a super cool way to travel and transport. Also works well for our hunted carcass situations and bringing them back home. I left it there for now, but what do you guys think? We're seeing all there is to see in farmer's life? There's certainly a lot to it, and for me, Playway rarely steers me wrong. So I'm curious to find out what happens to our alcoholic farmer friend. Don't forget to like or subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. It really helps the channel and lets me know what you guys find the most intriguing or entertaining. Till next time, I'm Nuki Nook, and thanks for checking out Farmer's Life with me. As always, cheers and happy gaming.